is Calvin Heimberg. Got some work to do.
Paul McBeth.
Wow, and that was a tough shot. Lots of branches still in his way, but look at how he made that.
The 4 straight, brought himself back up the leaderboard just a little bit.
A little bit of a yank off to the right. He is well outside the circle. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final round coverage of the San Francisco Open, presented by AbsolutXtracts, powered by Innova, and this live coverage is brought to you by MVP. I'm Valarie Jenkins, this is Nate Doss, and we're starting out Ricky Wysocki, first on the tee.
Coming live to you without a delay. Our leader, Ricky, there you go, right into the middle. We are on hole 1 here, of course, 668-foot par 4. One of the easiest holes on the course is it's a tailwind off the tee, bending to the right all the way. We saw Anthony Barela throw a roller almost to the basket yesterday. We do have Ricky Wysocki in the lead at 22 under par, and this is Eagle McMahon. And here's the thing, Val, if Ricky Wysocki is not up for the challenge, and Eagle's got that turned over a little bit, but passed all the out of bounds. And if Ricky's not up for the challenge, he's got 3 guys who are. And, you know, it's a tough position for Ricky to be in because of these names right behind him. 3 guys that in a moment's notice could be right up on Ricky's number. And we'll see what happens today. I'm extremely excited to see what happens.
Looks like Simon is going for it right off the bat.
Oh, boy.
Ends up caught up on the right-hand side. Looks to be out of bounds.
Anthony Barela.
Yeah, we haven't seen anybody do that this entire time. We saw AB throw a roller yesterday. See if he's going to go for the roller again. Simon was going huge. Just got caught up in the trees, which are OB.
And taking the roller route, this is looking real nice. Finishing off right in the middle of the fairway. We're going to head to commercial and we will catch back up with them in the fairway.
Let Dynamic Discs help distinguish the winners at your next event. We've got many options from a mini disc to a full-size disc, and we can do custom wrapped baskets from the micro recruit all the way up to a veteran. We can help design your trophies, and we have discounted prices on larger orders. Our designs feature sharp graphics and vibrant colors. We have what it takes to set your event's winners apart from their bags to their backyards. Learn all the ways we can help at dynamicdiscs.com.
And we are back with Simon Lizotte as he's marking his lie from the last place that his group thinks he was in bounds. He went big off of that tee shot, and we know that he is tied with Eagle and Anthony, just 5 strokes back of Ricky. So we know that Simon's going for this. And right off the bat, he goes out with a big shot, but risk reward. And this one was all risk.
And no reward.
Exactly.
You know, here's the thing. Of all of the players in this group, I mean, of course, I would have advice for each one of them if they asked. Of course, they're not asking. I'm just telling. And now look at Simon's going to go through this gap in the trees. This could be a disaster. He's made it through nicely. He's made it through, and he's just there behind that tree. But really, Simon was the one that I wanted to give a little piece of advice, dude. Just stay patient. I've been there in person for most of Simon's victories, if not in the group. And there's one thing: when he does win a tournament, his patience is really on the next level. And so he's not looking patient from the very beginning, which is not a good sign for him. But of course, we still have a long ways to go.
Yeah, 2 shots in, and it seems like he's trying to do a highlight reel for one of his trick shot videos. But here we have Ricky Wysocki, our leader. You see the wind picking up as Ricky's shirt is just blowing. This is a tailwind. Oh, and that is so nicely done. The chips right around the basket. He will be tapping it in right there for birdie. And there's that flag just indicating the tailwind.
Beautiful shot there by Ricky. Sort of a statement right off the bat to say, hey, boys, I'm not messing around. You're going to have to keep running with me. And we can see straight through there. That's Eagle McMahon. Our cameras are now down in position. What a drive. He's down below the basket.
That's an absolutely huge shot.
Yeah. He's probably only about 110 feet from the pin, which means this is about a 558 drive. Now a little bit short. He'll have an uphill putt just over that log there. He's inside the circle.
And here's Anthony Barela. Really nice drive as well. I mean, nice roller.
Whoa.
It goes flying past.
Slinging it past.
Wow, it just seemed the air just got underneath that and kept sailing that disc. He's going to be about 25 to 28 feet past the basket. So we see Simon here just trying to line up which shot he's going to go for, which line. Look at that massive tree branch.
Yeah, look at that eucalyptus tree. That's the size of the branch coming off the base is the size of normal trees. It's huge.
And again, going for the trick shot.
Yeah.
This is an interesting way to see Simon playing this hole out. Not a great start for him. And Anthony Barela looking to save this birdie.
Yeah, giving it a decent eagle run. Call this 23 feet here for Barela. Ooh, and thank you, chains. High left side. The chains catch it, but nonetheless, that's a birdie for Barela, and it's a birdie for opportunity for Eagle. There we go.
And here is Ricky as well for his birdie. Simon will be taking a bogey here as he taps in. And we're off and headed to hole 2. In just a second, we're going to take a look at hole 2's preview.
Yeah, and there we are. Hole 2, 378 feet OB along the right side there. You can see that wall. That is the OB line. It's the right side of that path. The big tree on the right is the one the players are going to try to avoid. It's more of a forward flighting hyzer. You want to avoid those two trees up on this flat area on the side hill here, and elevated basket. Again, you want to come just inside those trees and really with forward penetration power so that you can get up to the green area and make a putt. A fairly easy-ish par three, one of the easier par threes. His first run of 4 holes. Before we came on the air, I was looking at the scores, and for the most part, I was seeing guys 2, 3 under through 4. And then once we get out to 5 and turn and start playing into crosswinds and headwinds, it all changes from there.
It does, and you're making your way back up, and elevation really comes into play. But a lot of these holes just starting out pretty flat, and flat, working your way in with the tailwind behind you. So it just eases yourself into the meat of the course, and that's really where you need to get a hold of your game. And just like that, with 1 hole in, Simon Lizotte dropped down 2 strokes, so he is now in 5th place, actually. But Anthony Barela and Eagle are tied at 2nd, but Ricky maintaining that lead.
There's that 4 flighting hyzer. Oh, no skip at all. You would have hoped to have got a little bit of a forward skip there, maybe a 38-foot putt. Just a reminder to everybody, the players cannot see the basket. It is elevated this year, so they can just barely see the top of the flag up over that bush that's right in front of them. It's about picking your spot in the sky. Eagles got this way on the inside. And that's going to be short and left.
And if you're gonna miss, better to miss on the left-hand side. You do have that OB on the right and that tree that could kick you out of bounds. Excuse me, Eagle. And here's Anthony.
He can beat that tree. Oh, he could not beat that tree. Oh, man. Otherwise, that would have been... he will have a putt there, though. That's inside the circle.
And that's a nice shot there from Simon. He'll be even with the basket, and we will catch up with the players on the green.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Jones. I'm here with my brand new Prodigy BP3 V2 backpack, and I'm loving this thing a lot. It's extremely lightweight. It's carrying all the discs I could ever ask for. It's pretty sturdy and durable. I've got my 2 putters up here, no problem. Room for a towel if need be. It's really lightweight, it's extremely efficient, and for all you, it's extremely affordable. So come check it out.
Camera 2 got it.
And Ricky just pitched up, choosing not even to risk it, just outside the circle. That's a good play. I mean, immediately after the basket, the green slopes down and that heads right towards out of bounds. So you might see another layup here out of Eagle.
Yeah, so much conversation this morning about how Katrina Allen would handle the large lead, and at one point the lead got within 2 strokes of her, but just really how the players would adjust their game plan, something like that. To see Ricky lay that up says quite a bit. When Simon just not on point early in the round. Barela just at the edge of the circle.
does have a flat landing area behind the basket, so he might be getting a little aggressive here. Definitely taking his time and hinting toward that.
Boy, Barela just has the long arms, and he just has a pop on those putts. He gets so much pop with what seems like such a short stroke. But it's just, that's the power he's got. He's just gone about, I don't know, I'd say about 15 feet past, but back into a direct headwind.
There we go. Ricky taps in for his par. Anthony gets a par. Everybody gets a par. And we're moving on to hole 3.
Yeah, it's a par train there on hole 2. And here we are on hole 3, 441 feet. It plays pretty severely downhill right off the tee, and all OB tucked into these woods on the right, as much space as you want on the left. And it all comes down to where you land your disc. We're assuming we're going to see 4 sidearms here. If the players land even or to the right of the basket, the fairway works its way away immediately, and you can eventually find the OB down there. You really want to land just about maybe 12, 15 feet left of the basket and just feed it down in there. Up on hole 5, we see Seppo Payu. This is his second shot. Putting it down there nicely on the left side. It'll be safe.
And back to hole 3 with Ricky Wysocki. That's nice. It's got a sharp angle. Wow, just not enough distance on that. He's outside the circle. Yeah, this one's all about judging that distance and hitting the line in the sky. You can see Eagle visualizing that right now.
This is what I like right here. This is a great line. Look at this. Oh, now that needs to sit down. Oh, and it's gotten over that. It'll be interesting to see how close he is to the out of bounds lines down there. But, you know, we just think about from the perspective of Ricky. If Ricky were to just be able to shoot a 5 under par, now that's still a solid round. That would put his closest competitors on a slip right away. But it hung in there.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Sometimes the slip just allows you to follow through just that much more. I was worried about his knee, though, actually. He's having some knee issues. As you can see, he's wearing the brace this weekend. Here is Simon getting the flare skip. He's inside the circle, so looking good there. And we'll head down the fairway in just a minute. And here we have Ricky Wysocki first up to putt for his birdie.
Yeah, Val, I was saying right before the break, if Ricky shoots just a 5 under par, that would put him at 27 under for the tournament, which would force his closest competitor to shoot a 10 under par. And Ricky's going to change just off to the left side there. Now that would force his closest competitor to shoot a 10 under. The breeze is brisk today. It's the final round. There's all kinds of pressure and all kinds of opportunities all over this course. But you know, that's a tough feat for anybody in you know, Eagle, Anthony, and or Simon to achieve. So I think that's the number right now that we're looking at for Ricky Wysocki. If he can get to 5 under and hold there, I don't see any way that he loses this tournament.
Seems that Eagle is in bounds. And a huge save from downtown. Nice two. That is a confidence builder. That's what he needs to get that momentum going. Especially after seeing Ricky miss that putt. The door is wide open. A stroke is to be had, and Eagle is there to grab it.
Love getting outside and challenging yourself to become better? How about spending time with family and friends, or just marveling at the pure joy of flight? Then you've come to the right place at the right time. Join the PDGA.
And that was a 2 also for Anthony Barela. So he's keeping pace with Eagle. And tap ins for Ricky. And here's Simon tapping in as well. Just doesn't seem to have that confidence.
Yeah, Simon out of sorts.
Unless he's able to pick that up, Simon might be calling himself out of it for today. But we're only 3 holes in. Plenty of golf.
And here we are on hole 4, 415 feet. It's a par 3 this year. Very, very gettable hole for our players. Just 415 feet, slightly downhill with a crosswind. And here's the basket. Really, it's about sort of making your way through those initial set of trees. Then there's just one tree to beat coming into the green. It's a pretty soft green. It's one of those green complexes where the players can hit something and kind of stick around. It's not going to take off in any one direction. It's pretty soft, you know, so just got to get it in there. And I think birdies are to be had here on this 4th hole.
That's right. Yeah, just allowing yourself to get into the woods and you'll be putting. But I did hear there have been a couple aces on this hole already this weekend. We might be seeing a few flybys. Let's see if we get any ace runs out of this group.
Yeah, Mo Lockwood from Oregon did get a hole-in-one on this 4th hole. And boy, they almost got a hole-in-one. That basket you see there is actually where the ladies are playing. Our basket is just short of that, about 100 feet. So Eagle will have a putt for birdie. And AB taking it a little bit wider, going right at the cameraman again. He is just he's like a magnet for these discs on this hole.
Cameraman is now giving the basket a little bit more space. Ooh, and a low shot from Ricky. Not sure if he had enough to scoot into the opening. Yeah, that just got smacked down.
It's a pretty severe crosswind coming through here. And there's Simons, if he can beat that tree. Oh, he was able to do that and bounce up and around. So he's going to have a birdie putt. Take a quick break. See you on the green.
Are you obsessed with disc golf? If so, this is for you. DiscGolfBoxes.com. Premium hand-picked products shipped to your door every month. It's easy. 1. Pick your box size, the par, birdie, or ace. 2. Choose the brand of disc you would like. 3. Fill out the survey so we know exactly what you like. Go now to DiscGolfBoxes.com and sign up today. Use coupon code DGPT to save 10% on your first box. Go to DiscGolfBoxes.com to get your monthly box of disc golf awesomeness.
And we are back with Ricky. Again, not really having much of a look. Just throwing it up there for a tap in 3.
Yeah, again, real no worries for Ricky at this point. A few years ago, maybe now 4 years ago, we would have been talking about Ricky maybe being a little bit wound up on a day like today, but Ricky is incredibly seasoned now. He's a veteran of disc golf and one of our greatest champions of this generation, certainly, and potentially of all time as well. So he's very comfortable in this position, understanding that got to play the full round to win.
Wow, and again, another outside look for Eagle. It's got a little bit of a downward slope to the basket, so that might make it a little bit easier to run for this.
Oh, wow.
That would have been incredible.
Great run.
Nice run from Eagle. And here is Anthony Barela shot between the 2 eucalyptus trunks.
I would say for Anthony, no matter really what happens today, we can take all positives away from this. He's been on tour now just about 3 months and, you know, hasn't had too many high finishes. We've seen his name a few times. So awesome for him to be in that position, giving it a good run. This is all positive stuff for a guy like Anthony Barela, who is just in the very early portion of his career.
To be on the lead card twice in one tournament is an amazing feat. And there's Simon for his 2. He's on the board. So Simon carding the only 2. The rest are carding their pars, and they're walking their way over to hole 5.
And here we are, hole 5 off the top of the hill, 1,033 feet. It's just a par 4. And the challenge is all off the tee. And really the tee shot is all about keeping it on the right center part of this fairway, which is a very, very difficult thing to do. And then coming down into this green. It's a tricky green complex with the slope behind the basket, working it just away. There's OB in the left. There's a guardian stand of trees on the left. You get caught up on the left side. That's really sort of the worst part of the hole you can be on. But ultimately a very difficult par 4. And to me, this is where the tournament begins. You know, we've now seen really just holes 1 through 4, yeah, you know, pars are, you know, you're going to get them if you don't get your birdies. But this is where OBs and just all kinds of things can happen. So we'll see what happens here about the next 4 or 5 holes.
Exactly. And as we start to go down the hill and up the hill and back into headwind, that's when things really get interesting. And here's a little bit of a view. Kevin Jones on hole 6.
Yeah, these guys are on the chase card down all the way down on hole 6. There's a large gap between the chase card and the lead card, about 25 minutes. Yesterday, at one point, we felt like these guys were just playing speed golf. We're barely able to keep up with them.
We do have now Simon on the tee, ready to crush. Oh, and we're liking this one. Come on back.
Oh, look at the lift. Oh, yeah, baby. That is absolutely paragon. That was huge. There it is. There it is.
Incredible shot. Wow. He's almost risking going into the hazard sand traps.
Yeah, there was a couple sand traps on the right side.
Wow.
Boy, picking the line perfectly, avoiding everything on the right side. Let's see what Eagle can do. We stood it up a little higher. And it's flexing back, but it should be just fine. Yeah, nice angle coming in. Good landing angle there.
It seemed more of a placement shot rather than actually going for it with the full flex like we saw out of Simon.
Big
And then Anthony.
lanky. Oh, yeah. Oh, it just got smashed as the nose turned. That crosswind just hitting it and taking it straight down to the ground.
And Ricky's going for the full flight, hanging it off to the right. It's coming back. It's a big shot. We're impressed, but we're going to meet up with them down in the fairway after a commercial break. And we all want to see that shot again. This is Simon's crush on hole 5.
That's the part right there. Right when it lifted. Still had another 3 seconds of airtime. Wow, incredible.
Yeah, and that must have given him another 50 feet at least. Wow, and that was a cool shot of the crowd just gathering behind Anthony Barela, 18 years old, and in the hunt to win this tournament.
Yeah, it comes in a little short. You can see now we'll pan over to the green, and that's the green there. You know, it's a tough birdie, this hole. I think really a par is nothing to really worry about.
Panning back to Eagle as he sets up in the fairway. And this is a really good look at what he's got ahead of him. You can see the bunker in the distance. He's able to just pop it high enough. This is looking good.
Oh, but no skip at all.
How is that possible?
Yeah, I think he just hit a little bit of grass. Had he hit that cart path, he would have skipped forward plenty, but I think just getting enough grass.
Yeah, I was thinking it was going to hit that cart path, a hard dirt pack, and skip him right up next to the basket. But here's Ricky Wysocki.
Ricky should be playing the safe side, and he is. He's played on that left side. He was happy with it. He's going to have a putt or birdie. And now we got about another 2 minutes, no, probably another 30 seconds before Simon makes his way all the way down to his drive. A good at least 100 feet past his playing competitors here.
Wow. Still walking. Still walking.
And there he is. He's finally to it.
And it's perfectly in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah.
Now let's hope this type of shot gets Simon back on track. That birdie on the last hole helped him out a lot, but let's see if he can dial it back, dial in this upshot.
Backwards hat now. A rally cap. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hopefully that had just enough of a bite there to just go down to the bottom of the hill, and he will have a birdie opportunity. But yeah, backwards hat for Simon there on that shot.
Backwards hat, disc in hand for
Right.
a, 350-foot spike into the green.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, that's what I always do when I'm trying to throw that shot.
I see you with a backwards hat a lot, so
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, it's my thing. But it is interesting. I mean, Simon is one of those people that is just, I mean, laid back, a goofy, funny guy. And in a situation like this where the pressure could be on and things could be intense, Simon is just kind of laying back and kind of getting back into his groove, maybe making himself a little bit more comfortable in this position. I see Anthony Barela stepping up first. And from here, this is all about just a placement shot right next to the basket. But I don't know. He's got a little step through, so maybe he'll give it a little bit of a run, but that is very risky.
Yeah, I don't see any reason for this run. Although he went for a putt yesterday on this hole that we didn't think he would even have a look, and then he cashed it. And there you go. That says it all right there. Eagle McMahon laying it up right away, understanding the situation, understanding the green, understanding what can happen. And here we go for Ricky.
This shows the slope behind.
Oh!
Unbelievable.
And we're going to see a replay of that. This is, boy, what a good putt by Ricky. Really dead center. And look at this, folks. Right off the pole high. It just bounces straight back out. Unfortunate there for Ricky.
Thankfully, it wasn't a double penalty with a roll, but that hit right in the heart. I mean, there was no reason that shouldn't have stayed. So Ricky cards a par, a couple pars, and Simon's the only one to get a birdie. Here we are on hole 6.
Yeah, hole 6, 644 feet, par 4, the most difficult hole on this course. This in 18, I think, plays the most difficult 2 par. And here we go. You got to come out through that chute and come up and over this green into a really protected disc golf green here with OB wall all around it. And there's a couple little bunkers there. Interesting, we've seen, I think Ricky's played this hole the best in these first 2 rounds, able to get his disc all the way up and out into the open, taking the middle gap. There's an immediate hyzer gap that our players could take, but with the crosswind being so strong, I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. But the players have to get out and through those trees to have any chance of getting to the green in 2.
That's right. And I don't know what this hole looks like that Ricky is aiming for, but he has been able to hit it the last 2 rounds in a row. And we're going to see if we can get down the tunnel with Simon's shot.
Oh, I like this. It's flipped up nicely. He's going to be up on the left side. He'll be happy with that. Simon sort of feeling the positive vibes right now.
And so how far would you say it is to get out of that tunnel?
Yeah, it's about 360, 370, but it plays uphill the whole way. I said it this morning. It's sort of a, Eagle's got it turned up, hits the tree just on the left side, but it really plays slow coming out of this low area. This is the lowest point of this this golf course. Lowest point of the property, really, down here in the bottom. So, while it's only about 330, 350 up there, whoa, that had some power to bounce up and out of there. But yeah, it's just it's a difficult shot, and it's playing directly back into the headwind.
We're not getting enough turn, but it looks like he is out on the right-hand side of the trees. We're going to take a quick break and catch up with Anthony's shot down the tunnel.
If you guys like the H3 V2, but maybe you're looking for just a little bit more flip up and glide, the H4 V2 is gonna be your disc. I'm absolutely loving it, and it filled a spot in my bag immediately.
Disc golf is a relatively young sport, but its popularity makes it one of the fastest growing pastimes in the world. The PDGA is a not-for-profit, worldwide player organization dedicated to promoting the sport. Like a long drive off the tee, disc golf is soaring. So don't just be a witness to disc golf's explosive growth, be a part of it. Join the PDGA.
Now we're back at Anthony's shot, and it's not looking too bad. He's got a couple of options.
I think the best option right here is to just be able to chip out, stay short of the green in the bunker. It's a long shot from here all the way uphill. And this is what I'm worried about. And he's going to end up in that bunker. You know, this... I mean, I never want to, you know, think that they can't do something, but it's just the odds tell us, and we've seen it so many times. Just needed a chip out there, really,
right,
and play the hole for par. With being that far back, it just plays further uphill than it even looks like on camera.
Yeah, just choose a little bit less of a disc. Looked like he had a driver, the way that it was skipping there on the green, and so that just gave him that little bit of extra distance to reach the golf green and the bunker that we know that he did land in. But here's Ricky's shot. Not as good as his previous rounds, but giving him this.
Oh boy.
And we're going to see where that finished up. Did that clear the golf green?
It's really tough for us to tell. Yeah, I think that's Ricky's disc right there, and that looks like long grass to me. So just barely able to clear that green. He hit basically a bush only like 15 feet ahead of him. So very, very lucky for our leader, Ricky.
Very fortunate he didn't have to add a stroke and reduce that distance off of that drive. Another tough position. See Eagle trying to develop a stance underneath this branch.
Yeah, it looks like he can get a stance. It's just the follow through. We've both found, I've been playing disc golf for a long time, and one of the worst things that we hate to see, we've seen so much of it, is follow throughs into branches. Let's see. Yeah, Eagle just now actually fully reaching out. Yeah, he's not comfortable at all. He's feeling that headwind. Has to use all arm. Ooh, and that's going to be a question if he's pulled it too far to the right, because just on the other side of that big tree is the OB line that comes up the side of the fairway. So that's going to be an interesting call. We'll see once they get up there. And this is our best. This is exactly where you want to be, folks, right here, all the way out the gap. He's maybe just a few feet too far to the left. He's got about 160 feet up the hill, 170 feet maybe. But the wind is really strong. Oh, yeah. There we go. Nice shot there for Simon. Look at that.
That was awesome. He got the full flex out of that sidearm and able to utilize that skip to bring him back to the basket. Very well played. I mean, That all came down to the drive. I mean, having a drive just find its way through the tunnel like it did. He was almost in the clearing. That was incredible.
Now, this is interesting. We see Ricky back there like he's lining up, possibly like he's not. Oh, okay, no. Okay, maybe he's just trying to stay out of the way of AB. Because to us, he clearly looks inbounds.
He does look inbounds.
Almost looked at one point like he was marking for a potential upshot from back there.
We would have had to start screaming like
Yeah.
he could hear us or anything.
Call provisional.
It's just a layup, but a bit of a tester for Anthony after having to take a stroke from being in the hazard sand trap.
Oh, Ricky well inbounds for sure. It's gonna be interesting. What? Yeah, Eagle. We have no idea if Eagle was OB or not. He's right where he's at is very close to the OB line. He just chipped that one up to the pin.
So there, he did pick up his disc. We see in another camera angle, it's just at the base. I believe he was in bounds.
Ricky just giving that a little pop. This is what hole 6 does. It things just happen on this hole, whether good, bad, or the other. It's a tough hole. Not a lot of the angles that the hole plays on are all just sort of uncomfortable. It's never really just a true hyzer or true turnover. There's always kind of something in the way.
Right. And I want to give a thank you to UDisc Live for putting up the scores and the volunteers for tracking those for us, because I feel like on hole 6 we start to lose count. There's a lot that happens. Anthony Barela just tapped in his bogey. Eagle McMahon for par. And that's a birdie for Simon Lizotte. And a par for Ricky. And we are moving on after all that action on to hole 7.
Yep, here we are, hole 7, 579 feet back up the hill, par 4. We've seen all kinds of mayhem on what seems like such a simple hole. I swear, guys out there back home, 375 feet just up on the left side is going to leave you about 250 into this green. You want to be throwing a sidearm into this green to just take everything on the right side completely out of the way. We saw Eagle McMahon take a triple bogey on this hole in the first round. And look, the guy's still in second place. So he's playing incredible ever since then. But yeah, it's one of those holes that seems so kind of basic, but looking to throw big shots can really bring some trouble into play. But look at this, Simon, booming shot. Beautiful shot by Simon. Simon, that backwards hat is working. It's a lot more calmed down right now, for sure.
It's working, so keep it going. He is on a little streak right now. 3 birdies in a row. The Eagle is right there. They are still tied. Eagle finishing off to the left-hand side. That'll be a good position for his upshot to the basket.
Yeah, Ricky was right over there yesterday, but a little bit further to the left. I think Simon will have an open look. Oh, man. There it was. There was the first one. And Ricky bringing the OB into play. He's really close over there. That was the first one, folks. That was Eagle over there to the left. And Simon is right in the middle.
And the headwind is really picking up as Anthony Barela launches it out there. Ooh, this could be trouble. Not sure how that ended up, but we will find out after this commercial break.
At Dynamic Discs, we offer affordable custom stamping to help your company, club, event, or tour stand out from the rest. We can use your own design, or we'll work with you to design a stamp that captures the tone of your event. We'll get your discs stamped quickly and on their way within 3 weeks. If you're ordering for an event, you may qualify for one of our sponsorship tiers as well. Discs are listed at our best pricing with a minimum 50 disc order with a 10 disc minimum per mold. We have junior and mini discs available as well. For all the information you need, head over to dynamicdiscs.com or email custom@dynamicdiscs.com.
And we are back in the booth. And after that commercial break, we do want to give a thank you to the presenting sponsor, AbsolutXtracts. This event is also powered by Innova Champion Discs. And the live coverage that we're bringing you here today and all weekend long is brought to you by MVP Disc Sports. So thank you to those sponsors. And thank you to everybody that's been watching along. We are on hole 7 already. And we have Anthony Barela. Looks like his disc was out of bounds, going for this really tricky line. But
Wow.
getting it back in bounds, and that is the most important thing.
Yeah, we haven't even seen a disc back. Actually, I've never seen a disc back there at all. And you'll recognize this area if you were watching our coverage yesterday. This is right where Ricky was off the tee. Eagle is just a little bit in a better position. I'm still interested to see where Ricky's drive landed. Don't see anything yet from UDisc to see if he was OB, but he's really, really close to that OB line. We do have to shout out. This is Sunday, and today is Mother's Day. We do want to say Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. We love you, and I know Val's mom, Sharon, was out there today on the course caddying for Zoe Andike, and
Might be following Avery around as well.
yeah.
Avery's shooting pretty good out there in the San Francisco Open.
That was a good shot there by Eagle, able to get it up and through. Here we see Ricky. Oh, he's throwing from directly behind his lie, which means he is in bounds. Ricky is avoiding disaster for now 2 straight holes. After a nasty spit out on the 5th.
Oh, yeah. Just another feet left or right, and that would have been in the basket. He dialed that up so perfectly.
He did. He was literally within just a few feet of that OB line, having to take the sharp hyzer. I saw the reaction by him from one of our other camera angles, and you could tell what this means to Ricky. He was very locked in until that disc landed, and then he reacted in a very, very positive way. So everything, Ricky completely locked in. It was a little loose shot. Oh, but able to just sneak around that tree. So Simon Lizotte looking at now what'll be 4 straight birdies for him if he's able to knock that one in.
And looking at Ricky's scorecard, he got a birdie on the very first hole, but he has been just par all the way along. So this will be another birdie to add to his scorecard and bring him to 2 down. But he's been a little bit of flatlining in the last few holes, so this might jumpstart his round. As we see Anthony Barela walking to the back end of the green. He is in bounds here.
Yeah, I have not seen anybody this far back at all last year or this year. This will be a putt for par, as he was OB off the tee. Oh, just chains out on the left side.
And you can see why he is at the top He is just running and gunning for every big putt that he can get his hands on. Not necessarily landing them all in this round, but definitely giving him a great run. This is for birdie here for Eagle.
Oh, and right in the heart. That was a beautifully executed putt. Very confident there. And so here we are on hole 8. We're coming back up the hill. 8 is a very, very touchy hole at 642 feet, par 4. There's a couple of OB areas. That wall right there is the one our players are going to aim for. Try to basically park the backside of that wall. And then it's about 300 roughly up to this basket, up the hill, going up over the golf green, and then up to another plateau where this basket is just perched up. The fairway and the basket are pretty protected, so putting not such a difficult thing on this green, but getting up to the green can be a big challenge.
Protected in the way of wind?
Yes.
Yes.
And here's Macbeth.
On hole 9's tee pad. He's still not one to count out yet. He is tied for second. So he's made his way up 3 spots today. He's shooting a 5 down. Had a little blemish on the scorecard on hole 5 with a bogey, but otherwise lots of birdies are filling his scorecard. And we are back with Eagle McMahon on the tee.
Simons was just a little bit left, but he's inbounds. It'll give him a good angle into the screen. And Eagle able to put it right in the middle of the fairway. Interesting hole design because really the tee shot is pretty much just a standard hyzer for all of our players. It was that way last year. They reconfigured this OB area, and so it's just more of a standard hyzer, and then really the challenge comes in on the second shot as it goes up the hill. Barela's on back-to-back bogeys right now. A birdie would be very, very helpful to him. And there we go. That's all 4 of them. We'll take a break and see you up in the fairway.
And we're back on hole 8 as we see Anthony Barela lining up the shot here. Waiting just a second for the second card to clear the backdrop.
Yeah, and just taking a look at some of the caddy book here, kind of seems as if Anthony true distance-wise, is going to be roughly, I want to say about 320 feet-ish at this line right here, roughly. It's hard to say exactly, but it is pretty steep uphill. He's got it on that right side, asking for it to come across. That's the exact same position he made a big birdie putt from yesterday. So he'll know what it's like from there, I guess.
He should be just at the edge of circle 1. Simon's hat is forward now. Let's see if this changes up the atmosphere.
Got it on a good line. Let's see how the ground play is. Oh, there we go. Simon Lizotte is locked in now. This is going to be a run of 5 straight birdies. In the first 3 holes, he looked absolutely horrible. And now he's got 5 straight birdies, turning it around so quickly. Nice job by Simon. Here's your leader.
Yeah, it sounded like he hit the pyramid.
Actually, that was him hitting his golf cart. He's left himself short.
Oh, okay.
And he's at the edge of the circle, so he's not happy with that shot. He's going to have a difficult uphill putt. And there we go. You know, that's the thing, though, about leaving it short on this one, on this basket. Yeah, the basket is up on a flat area, so Eagle's put himself up on the flat. But down where Ricky is, it's elevated. It's an elevated basket, but also an elevated putt from where they're going to be lying. So it's a tough putt with a lot of rollaway possibilities, all that good stuff.
And we know the type of player that Ricky is. He's an aggressive player, and with a putt like that, it is a must go for it. So there's no way that we're going to see Ricky laying up. But, you know, it is a game of golf. So he probably will lay up just because I said that. But Ricky is still well in the lead. He has a 4-stroke cushion over Eagle McMahon and Simon Lizotte and a guy named Paul Macbeth, who is on the second card making a charge from behind. But here's that putt we're talking about.
Oh, and there you go, able to just sneak it right up over that rim.
Right in the heart. That is a huge statement from Ricky Wysocki.
It absolutely was. Ricky really wanting that one to go in. You could see him just urging it up over the rim. Watch out here. Oh, ho, ho, and it just sits down. I've seen that putt from myself hit that basket and roll away. But safely on the ground. And now up at the top of the hill, there was the tee pad of hole 9. And hole 9 is an absolute bomber shot downhill. It's 747 feet. It plays as a par 4, but eagle possibilities if the players can get just enough turn on it to go on the right side of that big tree. On one of our other camera angles, we heard from our cameraman that Kevin Jones just nailed a massive eagle putt. Or at least a big putt. We assume it was for eagle. So eagle possibilities. James Conrad yesterday, back-to-back eagles on 9 and 10.
Crazy.
So a lot of opportunities to go even further under par.
Yeah, and at Jonesboro, we witnessed Kevin Jones hitting huge putt after huge putt. And according to UDIS Live, it was an 80-foot putt for eagle, 84 foot to be exact. Let's not skip on that, but huge. I mean, when you do get to the bottom of that hill, things flatten out. And if you're only 80 feet from the basket, why not run for it?
Yeah, well, birdie to bogey course here on at the Glen Eagles Golf Club. And you know, every green, there's really not one green out here where you even though they seem flat from, from the camera's perspective, they just slope away and just kind of find their ways
Yeah.
to find their way away from the basket. I
You
mean,
do trickle away 20, 25 feet, and
Yeah.
those are testers, especially if the wind is a little bit gusty, as we know it is on this course. That could just make you think about it a little bit longer than you should, and
yeah,
that's
just
when
like De La Viega. De La Viega is exactly the same way.
yeah.
Birdie to bogey type of course.
Yes, it is.
Speaking of Kevin Jones, everybody knows that form. Kevin asking for it to come back and across. Watching it with a very watchful eye. Yeah, he's happy with it. And there's Paul Macbeth. Paul's having a good round. 6 under par. Very Macbeth-like round. Adam Hammis is 18 under par. He's 7 down through 9 holes. So Adam having a really, really nice round also. And your big brother, Avery Jenkins, 5 under par through 9 holes. And he's in tied for 8th. That's a nice showing for Avery. Avery's not on the tour, but Avery loves to go out and play on the West Coast. He'll be playing down in California, or at the Masters Cup as well. So nice to see Avery playing well, just in one of these, coming out and playing in just a few tournaments.
Yeah, loves coming back to San Francisco. Spent a few winters here, calling San Francisco his home, and same with Santa Cruz.
Yeah, big shot there by Seppo Paiu, and here's James Conrad.
As you were mentioning, James Conrad went back-to-back eagles, taking an eagle on hole 9 and this hole right here yesterday.
The very familiar form. He's asking for it to hold to the right. I like the angle on this one, but it's... Okay, yeah, he's nice and safe.
It's fun to catch a few shots from the chase card because they are shooting very well. So it's nice to see what they're up to. And it seems like there's a lot of energy on that card, a lot of positive energy. There's a good gallery cheering them on. But here we are back to the lead card with Simon Lizotte first on the tee.
The run of blue, 5 straight birdies. Looking to get some dark blue on his card with an eagle. He's watching it with a very watchful eye as it comes down, makes it around the big tree. That's the one they're trying to beat. And so he will have a look at an eagle. Speaking of eagle, eagle is now on the tee.
What an appropriate name. I mean, of all disc golf names, Eagle is a great one.
Ooh, Eagles put a good move on this. I like the turn it has right now. How much forward momentum does it have? Plenty. He's just a little bit too far out to the right, but not so bad. Nice shot there by Eagle. More just a pitch up for an easy birdie. Man of the hour, Ricky Wysocki.
Wow, giving it a lot of height.
Yeah.
Flexing it out to the right. Calling for it to come on back in.
And he's out there. You see that white flag. He's out edge of circle 2. So big shot there by Ricky. He had seemingly an easy birdie there, if not a possible eagle. AB having a tough round up to this point, but as I said earlier in the coverage, all positive for Anthony Barela. He's asking for it to get left as well. Whoa. Oh, and whoa, we just saw it sprinkle back in there.
Oh, nice. We see the blue flags, and he is right at circle's edge. You know the drill. We're going to commercial, and we'll be back on the green. We're seeing if Eagles are in the future.
Zuka is now producing limited edition color choices. Zuka can add custom embroidery to the front and/or sides of the bag. Zuka is now producing limited edition color choices. Zuka can add custom embroidery to the front and/or sides of the bag.
That was a nice little glimpse of Ricky as the players are still walking to their humongous drives. I mean, we are going to see 4 eagle opportunities out of this group. All about the big putts right now. This is the standard Ricky. He walks up to his lie well before it's even going to be his shot. He is always ready to play.
No, I think he just marked it.
Yeah, we should put a pedometer on Ricky because he walks probably twice the amount as everybody else. Here's Simon. Simon was able to beat the big tree. Just didn't have enough distance, really, but just a chip up. I think that's a smart play. One of the first ones we've seen in our group, really. That was just a nice chip. And there's a chip up as well. I think that was from Eagle.
That was from Anthony, I believe.
No, it was Eagle because Anthony's the one that's going to have our best Eagle opportunity, because he was the one that was closest to the basket.
And Ricky has the step count up for sure. He's walked back and forth and back and forth. And look at this view that he has. Giving it a run. Hitting the flag, but he will be right there for a drop-in birdie.
And now we'll see the lanky Anthony Barela stepping in here.
Oh, nice. This is great position. You can see he's about 1 step inside the circle.
Oh, man, and an opportunity lost for Anthony. Still a birdie there. You know, of course, it's kind of piles on because he doesn't make the eagle.
When I need to check the wind, I just let out my hair.
Disc golf is 90% mental. The other 10% also mental.
If you want to make new friends on the course, pick up someone's disc in the fairway by accident.
Stay getting birdies, my friends.
And birdies all around for this group.
Yes, absolutely. And here we are on hole 10. We've made it through 1-9, and now we're on to the back 9, 1,188 feet. Eagle opportunities here as well. We saw Paige Pierce eagle this morning. Incredible shot by her. And then really the part on this hole to me is the tee shot. If the tee shot's inbounds, all of a sudden you got the green light. Even if you throw out of bounds off the tee shot, you have a green light, but you lose the opportunity for the eagle and potentially just the easy birdie. You know, it's just like hole 9 in the sense that if 9, you throw it way down there, you got that 60, 70 footer for eagle, at least the easy birdie's possibly coming. Same thing here on hole 10. It's one of those holes that all of these players should be birdieing. There's just no doubt about it.
Right.
And we've said that a lot. You know, we say, oh, this is a hole they should all birdie, and inevitably somebody comes up with something. But hole 9 was a star frame, our first one of the day. So
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's a nice feel for sure.
And that was an awesome putt from Seppo.
Back on the tee. Simon's going to just go huge here. We'll see.
And that was an eagle putt from Seppo. It's not only big, but it was an eagle.
Whoa. Now that was gone as well. That was huge. The reaction from Simon was a little bit nervous as he was coming close to that left-hand OB, but now eagle is on the tee, as well as an eagle potential for Lizotte. He'll easily be able to go for the green. Eagle watching this with a watchful eye.
With an eagle eye, some might say.
There you go. The eagle puns are out. 9 and 10 are our eagle holes. And remember, folks, Ricky Wysocki has gone OB on the left side both times. Let's see if he's going to be able to make the adjustment. You saw his reaction there. He gave a good fist pump because he knew, finally, for once, I'm inbounds, and now I can take it into that green for a potential eagle.
Smart play, playing up the right-hand side the entire way. Not even bringing that left-hand side into play. See Anthony Barela giving it quite a snap.
Yeah, Barela is going to bring that left side, and there he goes across that OB line.
We're going to take a break, and we will meet up with these guys about a mile down the fairway.
Passion is more than fiery emotion. It feeds the spark to start your day. It fuels your obsessions. It inspires your dreams. Passion challenges your fears, and it repeatedly bathes you in sweat until you are transformed into a new, better you. Disc golf isn't just your passion, it's ours too.
Hey everybody, this is Kevin Jones. I'm here with my brand new Prodigy BP3 V2 backpack, and I'm loving this thing a lot. It's extremely lightweight. It's carrying all the discs I could ever ask for. It's pretty sturdy and durable. I've got my 2 putters up here, no problem. Room for a towel if need be. It's really lightweight, it's extremely efficient, and for all you, it's extremely affordable, so come check it out.
And we're back.
We are back.
Yeah. We were just in the break there, we were just talking about where our cameraman should get positioned, and we believe each one of our 4 players will be trying to access this green.
Yes.
Paul Macbeth missed his eagle putt on this hole, but Seppo Payu was able to cash in for the eagle. This is something that's just awesome to see eagles happening. Of course, now Anthony Barela has gone OB on this one, but he will have an opportunity to still put it up there, potentially saving birdie. Put a good move on it.
And just hits the base of the tree, flares out. So he's still going to be in the trees, about 100 feet from the basket. Such a nice view. We know that eagle is going to be running at it. Low ceiling, but has to get enough distance on this to give himself a putt.
Yeah, the ground play is pretty good on this one. So it's somewhere they can keep it low. I think eagle is concerned because it went to the right You could see his reaction. He just snapped it over just a little bit.
And the OB line does come into play even along the whole right side, as we are butted up against hole 6's fairway.
Yep, absolutely. Working our way back down into this corner. This course is designed in really 2 loops. It's an 8-hole loop and a 10-hole loop. The 10-hole loop as the finishing 10 play on the inside of the starting 8. So that's why we see a bunch of par 3s coming up. Ricky's got a good whip on it. Is he going to miss everything? He definitely was able to miss everything and bring it into the green. Fist pump by Ricky Wysocki.
That was really nice, and you can see that flag waving in the basket.
So controlled. Ricky just controlled that shot really well.
Thank you.
Here we go. We finally made our way up to where Simon Lizotte's drive landed. Still has some work to do. Choosing the right-hand side. Oh, we just saw the flag in our view.
Oh. Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see if he was able to come all the way back in bounds there. But the name that we're so familiar talking about, Paul McBeth has now birdied again. I believe it's the last 9 holes. He's made 8 birdies and 1 bogey. And he's now 8 under for the round. He's at 23 under par, just 3 back. Of course, Ricky Wysocki now has an eagle putt. And as I said, if he were to birdie this hole, it's going to put him to 5 under, moving his score to 27 under par. To me, I felt as if the 27 under par number was going to be safe. Maybe 28, but one of those 2 numbers I still think is the minimum to win this tournament. So,
Yeah.
Of course, these guys are running right now. Everybody's just running and gunning.
Yeah, and I'm sure Ricky knows as good as anybody that it's not just the guys on his card that are putting the pressure on, but there are so many names on that second card that are hunting down the first place finish. And looking at Paul McBeth's card, 1 par, 1 bogey. Everything else is birdies. Lots of blue on that scorecard, but Ricky is starting off on a little bit of a streak. He is 3 for the last 3. So picking it up when he needs to. Still has 3 strokes over second place.
Yep, and we're now seeing Eagle. He did go out of bounds, and so he's now throwing his 4th shot from this position. He's just going to chip it up there. Smart play by Eagle. Getting a little metal.
Style points.
Yeah, we'd call that a dot right there. That's a little trickle dot. But, yeah, he did snap that one over. Now we'll see where Simon... See what Simon's going to do here. I'm not sure.
This is such an errant shot from Simon. We know that there's plenty of openings and gaps to aim for. He went for the wide right one and seemed to have yanked it.
Yeah, just not enough stability. And here we see Anthony Barela. He's also lying 3, so this is his 4th shot. Yeah, tough tailwind putt there.
And the wind is just ripping through this valley. We are in possibly the lowest point of this course, so the wind is just ripping right through here. Strong tailwind.
Yeah, we pan all the way here. Let's see what Simon is doing. Oh, here we go. So get the string out, folks. Hopefully it's long enough, although it seems as if he's just making a mark. Yeah, he must be in bounds if the other guys in the group haven't come over and taken a look at it. Most likely clearly in bounds. So we'll call this for Eagle. Oh, Good effort there by Simon, but that'll be a birdie.
That's 7 straight birdies in a row for Simon.
Well, now we just saw the UDisc Live app splash up that he was OB there. So it's going to be interesting to see what actually happened. Oh, and Ricky able to get it to elevator down. I'd call that a Zuka replay, but we might have just lost that opportunity already. But there you go. That's the big eagle for Ricky Wysocki. And to me, that right there almost puts a dagger in this tournament. Boy, moving to 28 under par. Boom town.
They did mark up a par for Simon on UDisc. That's a par for Anthony Barela. And here is a replay of that eagle putt.
Watch this elevator action. Oh, gotta love that. And here we are over on hole 11. It plays up the hill just a little bit, 302 feet. It's a left to right playing hole. I would imagine we're going to see sidearms from everybody in our group. A low power sidearm is really the best play. And to be honest with you, Ricky's been the only one to play it the proper way to get enough of the forward power on it. But man, what can we say? Ricky Wysocki
just like that. There's 2 strokes on his competitors on his card, but that was a stroke on Paul Macbeth from that hole. He's now sitting 5 above second place. Catching a little chase card action.
Oh, and there it is, Ricky with the fist pump, and he is now feeling it. And as I said, he's the only one that's been able to put it up there pin high, and he was just able to do that there. Let's see what Simon's got for us. See the difference between, and you can see Ricky's disc there, but the difference between the way Ricky's been throwing this hole and the way that the others is, Ricky is throwing it just a little bit lower with a little bit more power. And the other guys are kind of just getting a little bit more angle. So it's just digging into the hill as it goes up. And here's Eagle getting a little bit of a late skip.
That's a nice shot.
Crowd liking it.
I'm liking it too.
Yeah, you're liking it. We do see that they have now called Lizotte with a birdie on hole 10. So he was in bounds. Simon's streak continuing. A big backhand from Barela. Oh, beautifully executed. A wonderful shot. We'll take a quick break. We'll see you up on the green.
I can throw this disc around the world in one shot.
Never play disc golf too far into the jungle. There may be cheetahs.
Someone on your card can't recall if they threw a 6 or a 7. It was probably an 8.
See? Stay getting birdies, my friends.
What do you think, flatness and stiffness on this?
Somewhat flat, neutral stiffness. This is a good disc right here.
Purple and orange. Got it. 2 more.
Danny, this is a sick one.
Dude, I gotta get through all these today.
We're back with Simon Lizotte for birdie. Oh, just on the right-hand side.
I noticed just an extra couple of rocks there as he just wasn't comfortable over that putt. It seemed as if he just maybe wasn't comfortable with the wind direction. Something about that putt. And just watch the fist pumps, everybody. Ricky is locked in right now. It would take a true miracle to not see that guy's name on the trophy this year. Incredible play by Ricky.
He's just going for high score right now.
Yeah, he is.
Which means lowest, of course. We do see the wind picking up. Hear tailwind on this.
Before each round, inspect the clamps in the handle pole and tighten if needed. Many Zuka cart users have found the middle pole section to be the most effective place to attach it. Also, you can remove the pouch without undoing the Velcro.
And Simon for his par, while the rest of the card gets a birdie on this one, and we're on to hole 12.
Yes, we are on to hole 12, 444 feet down the hill. The players just need to avoid these branches off the tee. We've seen a few different ways of this hole being played, with I think the average being the long turnover, backhand turnover, or the roller. I think one of those two ways are the best way. It's a little bit long for the sidearm, but a birdie opportunity nonetheless. And we're on a long run of par threes. This is up the next hole. This is 13. Macbeth taking it very wide. Going to have a long downhill putt from that right side.
We are here at the San Francisco Open, and just want to give a thank you to our presenting sponsor, AbsolutXtracts. This event is also powered by Innova Champion Discs. And finally, a big thank you to MVP Disc Sports for providing this live coverage of not only we're seeing the MPO lead card, we're also getting a sneak peek of the second card, seeing the hot rounds that these guys are shooting. And we are headed back to the lead card on hole 12. Yeah, and this is just such a tricky shot. And this view right here is from the opening of where these shots need to come in. We did see a lot of rollers on this one. So watch out, cameramen. Get those feet ready.
Yeah, Ricky got a nice angle on this, a little bit low, but the wind should bring him up the hill. And another fist pump by Ricky. He's inside the circle. Another birdie opportunity. Unprecedented play by Ricky Wysocki. Just in these last 5 holes, he's 6 under par with another birdie opportunity.
Absolutely feeling it right now.
And not that we want to forget about Ricky at all. Of course, we're not going to ever stop talking about him in this tournament, but the battle for second place is on between 3 very, very familiar names. Eagle McMahon, Simon Lizotte, Paul Macbeth, all at 23 under par. And Paul's 1 hole ahead of these guys, so if he could set a score, something for the others to chase. Adam Hammis is just 2 strokes back of those guys at 10 under par through 14. This kid's having a killer round as well. Everybody's saving their best for last. Championship Sunday. Yeah, doing it for their moms.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, I played well today.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
And Simon has hit that branch. That's the one I was saying the players need to avoid. He's not happy. Quick break. We might actually just hold off on the break because we're going to see Simon be throwing very, very quickly here, probably within 15 or 20 seconds. We'll see Simon throw, then we'll take a break.
Yeah, that's a good call. Just hitting the branch right off. I mean, you don't even look at those branches when you're throwing this type of shot. There's so much more to this hole, but you can never take that for granted. And you find that on a lot of these like little tunnel shots right off the pad. Quickly to throw. And very casually, he flings a sidearm up there. He's inside the circle, but not happy with it. Let's take the break now. We'll catch up with them on the green.
For me, it's time with my friends.
For me, it's a walk in the park.
For me, it's my job.
For me, it's fun.
And Anthony Barela lining up his birdie putt just outside the circle.
Oh, just off the front rim. AB wanted that one. AB's still 2 under par. He's 19 under for the tournament. He's in the top 10. So close to picking up another birdie. There's a little log jam there at 18, 19. Down there, tie 7, tie 9. If he could break away out of that, he could really maybe possibly finish in that top 5 area. This guy's got the opportunity for second place.
And lacking the full extension into the chains. And another low putt. And there is a slight slope to the basket. Let's see if Simon can adjust. But he goes high. Oof, this is going to be a tough putt back for Simon, really making trouble out of this hole. Not one that you would expect a player of his caliber to be struggling on.
Yeah, not at all. But now look, he's longer than he just had. He's outside the circle now. Uphill, we got a beautiful view. Oh, just a millimeter high. That putt was for bogey. So he's going to take a double bogey, and all of a sudden the battle for second is going to be between just 2 players now, seemingly. And there's...
And what are you saying, Nate? We'll check out the whole preview instead. We're on to hole 13.
I'm locked in on these this great play and so much action happening all over the course. But we are here on the 13th of the Glen Eagles Golf Club, 347 feet, par 3. Sort of a tricky green because it slopes from right to left. The players are playing into a head crosswind. It's about picking the level on the hill that you want to sort of hit, and then it's going to be working its way down. And in fact, even though the ladies play a completely different tee, so similar the way this hole plays. And the fact that it's just about picking where you want to land on the hill and how far it is going to work its way down.
This is just a gravity-fed hole. So if you hit the right line, just let gravity do the work by bringing that disc into the basket. Ricky playing it out really wide, just inside the circle, but he is so confident with his putt right now. I expect to see that one going in as well. But this is one you do just want to pin. It just seems so gettable. It's just right there. Not a ton of obstacles, but it's just visualizing that shot. And this is low. This is going to take a lot of skip to come back into the basket. He is outside circle 2.
Yeah, the grass is fairly manicured, but where all those white flowers are, the grass is just a little bit thicker. So, again, it's all about picking. You kind of want to land right at circle's edge. Looks like AB's done that pretty well.
A lot of
Does he have the
angle.
distance? Sit down. Oh, it's going to trickle just a bit. Came back into the open, though. And here's Simon off that double bogey. That has a nice forward, a little bit too far to the left. Let's see what it does. Oh, boy. Outside the circle long.
We've got a lot of putts ahead of us, but as they make their way up, we're taking the commercial break and we'll catch back up with them at the basket.
When you order from Dynamic Discs, we do our best from start to finish. First, we receive your order from the website and print out the packing slip detailing the specific items you selected. Then, your order is pulled directly from the shelves, packed in a cardboard box to prevent bending during transit, and quickly on its way to you with free shipping. For every purchase online with Dynamic Discs, you'll receive rewards points so you can save on your next order. We'll work with you to make sure you get the exact disc you're looking for. For anything from Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or Westside Discs, head to dynamicdiscs.com.
Before each round, inspect the clamps in the handle pole and tighten if needed. Many Zuka Kart users have found the middle pole section to be the most effective place to attach it. Also, you can remove the pouch without undoing the Velcro. If you are flying to a tournament or disc golf vacation, the cart easily disassembles and packs into a suitcase and can be checked as baggage.
And we're back, and during that commercial break, we missed Eagle just pitching up underneath the basket. And here is Ricky lining up his birdie putt with a slope behind the basket. I feel like how Ricky's playing today. Oh.
Man, and the second one that was pretty much in the basket popped out for Ricky. He could be doing 2 strokes better right now. Really no worries for Ricky at all, but I do we know Ricky very, very well, and he of course wanted that to go in. He's probably a little aggravated at the moment. Nothing for Ricky to worry about. Oh, and Simon he didn't really commit fully to that putt. Now an opportunity for it's going to be an opportunity for Anthony Barela to take the tee pad. This is the par putt for Eagle. Woo! Barely up over that rim. It's a much needed stroke here for AB.
And this shot turned up pretty well. This is a nice putt for birdie. And right in the heart. All right, and there's just a couple tap-ins for par from Ricky and Simon. And we are almost finished with this round. We're already on hole 14.
Yeah, here we are, hole 14. See that gap right there to the right, folks? That's the one I want all of the players to take. But here's the main part of the fairway. We're on a par 3, 263 feet. Coming up this gap is it is a playable gap. It just I think there's a way to avoid most all those trees, and there's the green area, a hole that everybody's going to be wanting to birdie, of course, and we're on this run of par 3s.
Yep.
11 to 16 are all par 3s, so lots of birdie opportunities. As we saw, mostly par 4s and par 5s in that early part of the round.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of blue continue to build up on Ricky Wysocki's card, and he is still holding on to very strongly to that first place. He is at 30 under. He's shooting an 8 down today to make that happen, and really all the birdies have happened since hole 7. He had an eagle in there, lots of birdies. Ricky is really making it known that he wants to win this tournament. We're checking in with the second card right now. That was Kevin Jones, the nice sidearm.
Yeah, a little bit wide there. Couldn't quite tell from our angle if he got onto that golf green or not.
Seppo Payu throwing his sidearm out there and really working it. Could be close to that bunker, but here we are back with the lead card. Anthony Barela's taking the shot.
Hyzer number 1. He's got up around the big tree. He'll have a birdie putt.
Once you hit that gap, I mean, the disc is doing all the work, skipping its way back to the basket. And here's Ricky with a sidearm. Up the gap. This is trouble.
Oh, there's that kick.
Not too bad. I know there is OB over there with a golf green, but I think he should be all right.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he. Oh, and we saw this from Eagle in the first round. This wide sidearm look. He's the only player we see taking this angle. That's going to be definitely long. He had a lot of air up under that, and he's long and down the hill below the basket. We'll see Simon taking the hyzer route that I would advise for all of our pro players. Oh, there it comes across.
Like a flash of lightning.
Yeah. Oh, and it's taking a roll now. We'll take a break and be up on the green.
We see this is where Simon's shot ended up. I think he heard us.
Yeah. You see that smile on his face.
Good run from being in that position there.
You know, happy to see that Simon is still able to smile. He hasn't had the greatest day, but there's still some movement for him on this leaderboard.
I think it says it's charging. No, like you need to plug it in. Oh, but it's saying it's not plugged in. Yeah, but it's plugged in. And it's not.
And here's Anthony. Oh, just missing on the right side, hitting just down inside the chains, but not on line. He's been pulling to the right a little bit on this final round. We did miss Ricky just chipping up there, but Ricky's been chipped up. And here's we're going to see Eagle to our right. Yeah, there he is. This is for par.
This is for par. Big putt.
Yeah. Who's live? Okay, now it looks like it's working.
Ooh, thank goodness for the flag on that one. And Eagle sort of making a mess of a pretty easy hole. And look at this now. Anthony Barela is in a very tough position, but able to put it in the basket there.
Wow, just strokes are adding up for this lead card. It is the shortest hole on the course, but seeming to be very challenging. That's a par for Ricky. Eagle with that bogey. That's disappointing.
Yeah, very, very disappointing. And we'll break down the implications of that here in a second. Now on hole 15, 465-foot par 3 down the hill. Really not too difficult of a hole, especially if our players have sidearms. But this green is one of the most difficult putting greens on our course. It's up on this stump, and it just has slopes away on all sides. We did see Ricky get into the hazard bunker on the left side. If you go too long and too straight, you can get into some hazards, and there's a golf green eventually down there as well. But I think just a nice sidearm. 465 downhill probably plays somewhere right in the realm of just 400 feet, roughly, with a tailwind. So yeah, there's hole 15. We just have 4 holes left, and there's no doubt that Ricky's going to win this one, Val. But the implications of just these last few little mistakes by our players, I mean, Calvin Heimberg has now jumped into 3rd place. He's at 10 under par for the round.
Yeah, that's huge. And just these errors on what I would say one of the easiest holes on the course. I'm sure that hole had the most birdies out of any hole. But yeah, just some errors seen out of our lead card. And here's Ricky Wysocki.
Yeah, Barela able to put it just long in the pin. Watch Rick's reaction. Look at this. Look at the reaction. I knew it was coming.
On a mission.
Yeah, this guy is locked in now. He sees the trophy in his future. Here's Simon Lizotte. Oh, he slipped. His back foot slipped out.
Not what he needed right now. That's going to be just a pitch up to the basket on such a perched stump where the basket is. You have to be close to be going for this.
Yep, and here's Eagle. After that bogey, needing to come right back and do pretty much just that. He's going to have an uphill birdie putt from there. Quick break. We'll see you down on the green.
And we're back with Simon. A little bit of a few frustrating holes. He's just having to concede on this one and lay it up for his par. This is not the time you want to lay off the gas. Simon was on such a streak in the middle of this round, and that
confidence is
bogey
gone. Yeah.
5 on hole 12 has kind of deflated his confidence.
This is a big putt for Eagle McMahon. He's 2 behind Paul McBeth, who's in 2nd place. And he has to go for this now. It's a headwind putt. Ooh, one thing I want everybody at home to notice, look at what he did with his lower body. Just kept it nice and stable. Really didn't elevate too much. As if he got that nose up into that headwind, it would have just elevated and gone up and over. But Eagle making the birdie.
That was a big putt. Let's see if Anthony can follow it up. Oh, a nice balance there.
Yeah.
Did you take note of that one-legged balance? Full extension to the basket and
Dropping birdie for Ricky. Look at that, just celebrating each and
amazing
every
shot.
shot.
He is doing his victory walk already.
Absolutely, as he should be. And we've now got to hole 16, 285 feet down the hill. It's an island, a true island. The only inbounds area is the green. And if you don't hit the green, you're going to proceed to a drop zone about 75 feet to the right of this basket. There's a couple of ways to access it. You have either the backhand through the big gap on the right. You can throw a straight backhand. We don't see that all that often. Really tough to judge the distance on the straight backhand.
Yeah.
But also the overstable sidearm play, which I think right now would be the most preferable play.
Yep, and we do see the wind picking up as that flag was blowing pretty much directly vertical.
Yeah, right to left, across the fairway.
Yeah, it was. So it is pushing the disc from right to left as well. So landing inside that island is going to be very challenging, and it's all up to the angle that these players throw the disc at. But we see that leader scoreboard in the background, and we're fortunate we get to see UDisc live pop up the scores of all the players in this final round here, and we are seeing a charge for second place. That's where the story is right now. Paul McBeth sitting in second place right now at 25 under.
Barela going with the big hyzer. Oh, nice. And spiking it just around the backside of our pyramid.
Wow, but that's what wind does. Hitting the ground, flopping around, and then picking up and rolling.
Ricky's going to go with the sidearm. It's really the last nervous shot for Ricky, besides maybe the tee shot on 18. He's handled that nicely. It's inbounds. Double fist pump. We got a high fist pump count for Ricky in this final round.
We're at 14. I've been counting.
Yeah, we've played 15 holes. He's got 14 fist pumps. And there's Eagle. Ooh, just getting up over the wall. Great camera work. Just catching that going over the wall. Now we see Simon.
And you know Simon's going big on this one. Choosing the big spike hyzer. See how much the wind affects this. Lands him inside the island. And,
Wow.
and leaning on the wall there.
This is actually going to come into question if he's inbounds or not.
Yeah, look at the line.
Yeah.
So this will be an interesting call from the group.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting call. We're not going to go to a break here because, honestly, look at the wind. The wind is now affecting this as well. It's going to be an interesting group call.
Could this just flop back inbounds to make the call a little bit easier? If that wind hits that sidewall just a little bit more, it will. But right now, I think it's OB.
It looks OB from our perspective. Lizotte is about 40 feet away from it, and he's hearing right now about what the possibilities are. We're going to try to boost this audio and see if we can't hear this conversation.
That's so stupid. What the fuck, guys? I think it's honestly out. That's so stupid.
Give me the truth, guys. Come on.
Is it the banner or the swing?
So just so you guys know, like this happened.
I won't hate you if you call it out.
They played it provisionally.
What's a group decision? Like, what is he gonna say?
I think it's provisionally.
For what?
I think the group's gonna make the call.
Definitely.
It's like lodged in there, so it can't fall over.
Right, the wind's not letting it move.
Oh my god.
Is it dummy enough? All right, but is the domes over? I think just because the inside of the line, I think top.
What the? All right.
But I think.
It's because of this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bring it.
It's out.
All right, it's out.
Yeah, and that was the word I was finally looking for. Ricky clearly made it clear that he thought it was OB, and then we needed a secondary person. Eagle came and said it exactly the way it was. Unfortunately, that was OB. It was clearly OB. Of course, Anthony Barela, not much to say. Simon just immediately throwing it. No replay, no Zuka replay there, but that's just the craziness of disc golf.
It is, and I mean, you just have to make the call. That was not a time for a provisional to be called when you're laying there. A nice putt by Anthony. Very nice call, and he's not very outspoken just yet. And one of the few times that he is on a leader card in this type of situation. But you do have to voice your opinion on what you think, because it all comes down to each and every stroke, whether it's the competitor that you're playing with or somebody way down in the field. So you have to make the call as you see it.
And look at this wind. We got to get back to the disc golf here. And what a putt. That was standing in there and making that putt for Eagle. Huge birdie putt for him. And Paul Macbeth is still just one stroke up on Eagle for that second place position. And the rich keep getting richer. Ricky Wysocki able to tap that in.
What a crazy line. It's just an interesting round for Simon. But he's tapping that one in, and we are on to hole 17.
Yep, we are going to be on hole 17 here. 599 feet up the hill. One of the easiest holes on the course, to be totally honest with you. At 600 feet, par 4. You just got to get it up. In the middle left side of this fairway is going to give you a great angle. See that tree on the left there? That's the one you either have to go to the right with your backhand or to the left with your sidearm. Personally, I like coming in on a sidearm there. But boy, man. I mean, we have to continue to talk about it. Just the way that's disc golf. I mean, that really is just disc golf. A couple of things for me. Simon said, "I won't hate you guys if you called it out." Well, that was certainly a nice thing for him to say. But yeah, I think Ricky immediately walked up, called it out. And we've been in that position. We don't want to necessarily call anybody out. It's frustrating. He hit the green, the wall, but yeah, a very interesting interaction there. But as you said, not a time for a provisional.
No, I don't understand when players say that. I mean, this is a time to call the lie as you see it in real life.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't describe that shot to the tournament director. He wasn't there. He's not there to make the call. So you have to make the call right then and there. And oh my gosh, it couldn't have been any closer.
It absolutely. They were even talking about potentially if the dome, because the disc domey enough, because they were seeing if it was potentially hanging up over the line.
Right.
Yeah.
But it really has to cross over that OB line to be considered inbounds. And, I mean, that is the closest that you'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Good sportsmanship ultimately by all of our competitors there. And, it's good for Anthony Barela to be put and see those situations. I think they really handled that well, and eventually Eagle coming in and saying it like it was. It's out. That's two of us three saying it's out, and Simon picked up and move on, and we'll move on as well. Ricky just grabbing a snack. I mean, at this point, you could pop the champagne bottles. I mean, this guy's got such a big lead. But let's just break down. Maybe we got a second here. Let's throw up that top 10 leaderboard and take a look at what the little battle for second place is. Oh, maybe Barela's getting ready to go here. Yep. So we'll just have Anthony throwing.
Nice little pop, but carrying off to the right. You know that wind is picking up, so just having that little bit of angle, the wind really got a hold of that one. And Ricky's just looking to pump it out there, give himself a look on the left-hand side of the fairway. And that's all he needs to do.
Yeah, Ricky's frustrated, but I love that shot. He's going to be wide open. He's going to have a wide open look. Absolute must birdie for Eagle McMahon if he has any chance of catching Paul McBeth. And I think he's done just fine as well. Putting it over there where...
right where Ricky is.
Same spot. McBeth has now elevated his lead in second place to 2 strokes. He's 11 under par. Ricky's 10 under. Calvin Heimberg's 11 under as well.
Putting a big move on it. Simon unleashing some frustration. We're going to invite you to take a little snack break, and we're going to be back in the fairway in just a minute.
If you guys like the H3 V2, but maybe you're looking for just a little bit more flip up and glide, the H4 V2 is going to be your disc. I'm absolutely loving it, and it filled a spot in my bag immediately.
We're back in the action with Ricky Wysocki far on the left-hand side of the fairway. He still has some work to do to make his way up to the basket, but he's got a good look at it with this sidearm, and right there.
It's just so easy from that low left side. And I'm only calling that because these guys have great sidearms. You know, nowadays our leaders, our best players have really quality sidearms. This is maybe 230 feet, maybe up the hill, just a little whip. Pick the line, let the wind just bring you in. It's all uphill.
Ooh.
Beautiful shot there by Eagle.
Almost catching a little bit of metal, but that's going to be a drop-in birdie, just like that.
Yeah, and as that happened, Calvin Heimberg has dropped in his birdie on the 18th hole. He's now shot a 12 under par. He's 25 under par. And let's just put it this way. If McBeth if he birdies this last hole, he'll move himself to 27. And what did I say? 27, 28. I thought 27 would be safe. And that would have been, you know, that'll be a 12 by McBeth. Yeah. But 28 was for sure safe, and Ricky's way ahead of that. So, been through this a couple of times before. Just hot shooting today by everybody on the course. Your brother, Avery Jenkins, 11 under par, bogey free. This is an incredible round by Avery. Congrats, Ave.
Moved himself up 6 places.
Yeah.
And there has been a lot of movement, a lot of double-digit scores for today's round, and the players felt the pressure that they needed to perform to make their way up that leaderboard and get themselves a paycheck at the end of the day. And we do know that the Disc Golf Pro Tour is paying out this event very well. We know they're probably about to write Ricky's name on that first place check.
Yeah, they definitely are. $3,460 will go to our winner here of the MPO division, which will be Ricky Wysocki. Second place, $2,290, and third place, $1,800 even. That's what these guys are playing for. Nice putt there by Simon. It's one of those things, once you've completely given up, sometimes it just gets a little bit easier. So Nice putt there by Simon Lizotte.
And that was to save his birdie. And everybody right now left to putt is putting for birdie. Anthony's got a little bit of a headwind putt. But after that huge putt he just hit on the previous hole, hopefully he's able to dial it in.
There you go. Anthony Barela, that'll move him to 23 under par in a solo fifth, which once that pops up, he'll be in solo fifth. But yeah, there you go, Ricky.
Just waving to the crowd. He is playing pretty much unstoppable, and with just one hole left, he is unstoppable.
And here we are on hole 18. The last hole, we've made it, Val. It's been one heck of a ride up the hill. Par 4 here on 18, 719 feet. The tee shot really difficult into this headwind. You kind of just got to do a nice flip up, try to avoid that crater OB, and then you come into this green area with 2 bunkers and a ball golf green short. We're going to catch up with Paul Macbeth here. This is going to be Paul's second shot. He's pulled it to the right, needs to avoid the bunker. Oh, he's gone up and above it, and he'll have a nice look at birdie to move himself to 27 under par to shoot a 12 down.
Yeah, that's a good position to be in. He's sitting in solo second place. It's really Eagle McMahon. He would have to eagle this hole to tie Paul. So Paul is sitting safely as long as he can get that putt into the basket. So here we have James Conrad. You can see him from a mile away. Some of the best hair on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. And his game is pretty good too. That was a very nice upshot. It's interesting looking at the flag. Might be a little cross, but it's tough to judge. It is protected by the bushes there up at the top of the hill. But this is such a fun walk in. We see the gallery following the second card, and here is the AbsolutXtracts shout out. Want to thank them for being the presenting sponsor of the San Francisco Open this year. What an amazing event this has been. We also have to note that this event is powered by Innova, and the live coverage is brought to you by MVP Disc Sports. We're so thankful that we get to see this live coverage live in action, and great to see the UDisc Live also bringing in the stats and the scores from the entire field all weekend long. And back on the tee with Anthony Barela.
Oh, Navy's heading over towards that crater. That's the one I said you got to avoid. And I think he's gone right down in it, and that'll most likely be OB for Anthony Barela. That could cost him a little bit of cash and a little bit of points on tour, but no matter what, like I said, all positives for Anthony Barela.
And that's one thing you need to avoid, the out of bounds on this drive.
It's got to get down. Oh, but he's gone past the crater. What an incredible drive by Ricky. Nice. Always great to see a guy getting to enjoy himself out there.
Yeah, and he should. He has played amazing golf all weekend long, and just really the cherry on the top with this round today.
Yeah, I mean, in the first round, we've seen Ricky in all 3 of our rounds, all 3 of our live coverage. And here with Simon, he's going to just go huge.
Can he reach the basket?
No, but he could just
try.
Oh, he's right there, even with Eagle. We'll take a quick break, and we'll get back to crowning the champion here in just a little bit.
Before every round, tighten the wheel knobs. Remember to tighten both sides simultaneously using a clockwise motion. Only tighten the set screw once your wheel knobs have been tightened. To even more securely attach your umbrella holder, you can lower the handle by about 1 inch and then attach the clip just above the handle. You can turn the umbrella holder upside down to help secure the umbrella so it doesn't move from side to side.
And here we are back as the players are making their way up the fairway.
Yeah, well, we were just talking. I mean, Paul Macbeth is now officially tapped in for his 12 under par. The only way he's not going to finish in solo second is if Eagle throws in this second shot.
Right.
But he's tied the course record, as well as Calvin Heimberg, 2 ties of the course record that Ricky shot yesterday at 12 under par. Just impressive stuff.
Yep, course record. Checking out another live situation here with Anthony Barela's drive.
I say get the string out. But I think he's gone through the crater onto the other side.
Clear out that line. Let's swing it right.
Safe chant. Ooh, safe chant.
I thought it was a string chant.
Oh, string. Maybe it was string.
Yeah, whoa.
But it has been determined that he is OB, so he'll go back to the other side. This will be Anthony's 3rd shot. He's currently in solo 5th place. He loses the hat. He's got a good whip on it. Oh, it skips up and to the right.
He's safe.
Yeah, he's safe.
Is good.
So he'll have that putt to stay in solo 5th. Otherwise, he's going to have a tie 5th finish with Avery Jenkins and Kevin Jones. And not to date Avery at all, but let's just put it this way. Avery had his first pro win before Anthony Barela was even born. And that is just truly impressive stuff. Seriously, impressive stuff by Avery to be finishing this high, not being on tour. Amazing play by him. I mean, the guy's my best friend, and he's your brother, but I'm just calling it the way I see it.
I'm calling it that this guy could be playing in the Masters division, and he is doing awesome by showing the young guns how it's done. And there's Eagle McMahon throwing it in, landing it right there on the stairs. That is safely inbounds. They'll have a downward putt toward the basket. And we've made our way up to Simon's shot.
Just think these guys are throwing, and our leader has not even thrown yet. So huge shot by Ricky. Simon just sneaking in and bounce. He'll have that uphill birdie putt.
And as we make our way over to Ricky's shot, I would like to invite you all to stick around. We're going to do a little post-round coverage, a little recap from us. And then watch out, cameraman. And then we're going to be back with an interview from Ricky. He will be interviewed by the tournament director, Sean Jack. So stick around. We want to hear what was going through Ricky's head to be shooting these amazing rounds and how he did it back to back to back.
Yeah, truly amazing. We could have never guessed 33 under par. And if that putt goes in, 34. But yeah, Val, it's going to be awesome to hear this interview just about 5 minutes after. They'll verify the scores first before we get Ricky interviewed. But incredible stuff. And actually, we will see this putt is for Anthony to stay solo 5th. If not, he will be tied with the U-Disc is just bumping around. We're going to let that all settle before I make any comments. Talk about it after it's all over, but this is Anthony Barela for par. Oh, just a little high. You can see how badly he wanted that. Big congratulations to Anthony Barela for his play. He hung in there really nicely.
And if his family isn't there with him, we know that they are tuning into the live coverage and just cheering him along. Want to wish his mom a happy Mother's Day. I've gotten to play with her a couple times down in San Diego, and
interesting layup. I mean, he almost just flopped it out there. He's just getting it down there so he can have that last tap in. And as the champion, there's some money on the line for this one. Well, really not. Actually, this would put Eagle in solo third. Oh.
No.
Please sit.
Okay.
Whew.
Thank you.
Yeah, we don't want to see any of that.
These players are so done. They don't need any more excitement. And with that, Simon, I'm sure, is ready to finish this up. A little bit of struggles and some weird situations. He is ready to be done with that, but he had some hot shooting in the middle of that round, made it exciting for all of us watching.
Now Eagle for par. There it is. We'll see Anthony Barela tap in, and then it's all your champion's turn.
And there we go. Ricky Wysocki is the 2019 San Francisco Open Men's Champion. And we'll hear it right here from the tournament director.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the 2019 San Francisco Open, Ricky Wysocki.
You could see Sean just right there telling Rick, hey, go do your score, and then we're going to have an interview. So everybody, don't go anywhere. It is officially in the book, but we are going to have an interview with Ricky Wysocki, finishing 33 under par. Whew. Man, incredible scoring today. Absolutely incredible scoring.
Yeah.
Some of the best scoring we've seen in a long time in almost any tournament from a whole group of players.
Right. And Ricky was absolutely flawless. At first, he started out a little bit slow, had a birdie on the first hole, but then went par for the next 5, but then just capped it off. He only had 2 pars to finish from there, had an eagle in there to make it exciting, but I mean, flawless golf out of Ricky.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, that's the thing. If we pull up the first round, I know that Ricky, will you pull up the first round there for me, Val?
I will.
I think Ricky in that first round was also bogey free in the first round, which means that he actually didn't have a bogey except one bogey in that second round. He bogeyed the 15th hole when he threw it just a little bit long and into that back bunker and then just had to pitch in.
Right.
To play this course with just one bogey over 3 rounds with gusty, breezy winds, that guy, no matter what, deserves to win the tournament.
Yeah, that is crazy. And the first round, he did shoot a 10 down. It was kind of birdie par, birdie par, birdie par. He didn't really get on a run. Second round, he was streaking with those birdies. And like you said, one little hiccup. But today, he set his foot on that gas pedal starting on hole 7 and did not let up from there. And I mean, he was waving to the crowd. He knew he had this in his back pocket. And when you're feeling that good, you cannot be stopped.
No, you can't. And we kind of talked about it. I mean, I felt like it was just patience for Ricky. I mean, all he had to do was shoot a 5. At this point, he would have had to shoot a 6 under par. Then he would have beat Paul McBeth by 1 stroke. But he just had to stay kind of calm and comfortable, and he did that through the first 6 holes. And then after that, he had a couple of really good shots. He never really had to make too many long putts. We didn't even really see much Raptor stuff from Ricky. It was more just consistent 20, 25 footers. Maybe right at the edge of the circle a couple times.
Yeah. And speaking of Raptor, I just glanced at his favorite course. It is De La Viega. So he's headed to play De La next weekend, and starting the West Coast swing off like this I mean, I think he's going to be on a tear. So heading to his favorite course, he says, next weekend. He's just warming up.
Yeah, for sure. And we're almost there to that interview. Just getting maybe a minute, minute and a half out somewhere in there, 2 minutes possibly. But yeah, that's interesting to see that Ricky's favorite course is De La Viega. I'm not surprised about that. And that win he had a couple of years ago, where that Raptor Legs name came from.
Yeah.
I was in that final round. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was in that round, and he was certainly on a mission. That was before he had even won a world championship. That was the year of his first worlds, I believe, if I'm not correct on that. But that was the time when he was able to say, "Hey, Paul, I'm here too. I'm just right there with you." And so maybe he's got just those great winning memories there at De La Viega, and that's really, really cool to see it. Of course, I grew up playing. To see it as somebody else's favorite course is just awesome.
It is. And yeah, proving himself that he can stand up to the pressure. And look at this leaderboard. I mean, Paul McBeth, we knew that we would be saying his name quite a few times in a final round, even though he was, I think, 7 strokes back of Ricky to start this. He was in the second card, but his name's right there in second place. I mean, we knew that his name would be in contention. We have Calvin Heimberg. We saw Eagle McMahon. They tied up on that very last hole. It was a really good finish. Adam Hammis.
Yep.
He had a really nice finish with an awesome round to finish up 12 under. So it tied Paul's hot round, tied Calvin's hot round. Nice to see the double digits finishing off. And then, of course, that familiar last name of Jenkins. Shout out to Avery for tying it up right there in 6th place with Kevin Jones, Simon Lizotte. That's really nice to see him in the standings. And Anthony Barela, who was on our lead card today and actually the leader after the very first round. He's still in the top 10 there. Nice shooting. Probably wasn't what he expected, but you impressed us this weekend, Anthony. So that was really fun to watch. And Seppo Payu, we saw some great putts from him this weekend. Nice to follow him in the second round, and he is in the top 10 as well.
Yeah, one heck of a breakdown there, Val.
Thank you.
Nice job. I love that. That was great. Seriously.
I had to squint a little. I can't really see the screen.
No, that's all right. But really, that Adam Hammis round, that just popped up there at the end. So he popped in to tied for 5th, dropping that Jenkins, Jones, Lizotte, and Barela tie down to a big tie for 6th. But man, just to we see Avery shot 11 under par, only moving up 5 places. I mean, what a difficult day to really move up. It would have been easy to move down on a day like today, but yeah, just incredible play. We're just getting everything together as far as our post-round interview is concerned.
I'm sure right now Ricky is just getting bombarded with autographs and congratulations, and that's what's happening. He's trying to add in his scorecard because we do want to make this official before we start talking about somebody winning a tournament. You want to make it official first. So I'm glad we're taking the moment for him to add up his scorecard, congratulate his card members for great play. And we will catch up with them in just a few minutes. But yeah, it's been a fun weekend.
It really has been. One of the big takeaways for me is that score by Calvin Heimberg. We saw Calvin yesterday. I mean, he was playing absolutely terrible. I'm not going to sugarcoat it at all.
I don't think you sugarcoat anything.
I mean, I'm just going to say he kept turning everything over. He made a couple of big putts to sort of keep him in it, and he still ended up with a decent round. But to see him come back with a 12 under par, that's the Calvin Heimberg, the one that we talk about as the potential future of disc golf. I mean, somebody like Calvin, somebody like Anthony Barela, these are the young guns, and to see Calvin come back with that round here, that says a lot about his confidence and where we see him kind of potentially going as we move forward.
Yeah, and really nice little bit of redemption in that final round to earn his way back up into that 3rd spot. I mean, that's a really huge payday. I feel like, he won the Las Vegas Challenge earlier this year, but we know that competition as the season continues to get so much stronger. Players are really developing their stride. They're playing a lot more. Their games get more and more dialed in. And so this is the time to prove yourself as a new player. And so it's exciting to see those new names find their way to the top.
Yeah, there's no doubt at all. And then we look at that Adam Hammes score as well, 12 under par. Adam didn't play well yesterday either. And we just kind of now see the face of Ricky moving in, and we'll be here in just a few minutes. Stay with us, though, please. We want to hear what the champions got to say, and we're still working on that. But, yeah, that Adam Hammes round 2, for him to come back and shoot what he did is awesome. Just looking a little bit further down, Matty O shot 11 under. We didn't even know Matty O was in the tournament.
Oh, there he is, 11.
For a while. And so here we go. We're going to count Ricky and Sean, and let's go to those guys for the post-round interview.
And we are waiting just a second. I think Sean Jack's prepping Ricky, which, come on, we need to have these on-the-spot questions. Catch him off guard. What's your favorite food, Ricky? And we are just about at that interview with the tournament director, Sean Jack. We just got to give a big thank you. And Sean Mercy as his assistant tournament director.
Here we are at the San Francisco Open 2019 with our men's champion, Ricky Wysocki. Congratulations, sir. How did it feel?
Feels amazing to get revenge from last year. I was real close to winning last year. I put in a good run, and it's good to come out here today and really just set my precedence from the very start. I felt really good, really confident from the very start of the event, and I just really put the pedal to the metal all weekend, and I just cruised to victory today.
So I don't know what your rating was today, but I had you shooting, I think, 1075 going into it. What did you do?
Well, all sides of my game were really good. My side iron was great. It's the best it's been all year. My putting was awesome. And, my power backhand drives into these headwinds were really working out. I had the right disc for all these holes, it seemed like. And that's a big thing for me, is just having the right disc and tuned in just enough to reach all these holes. And so I just felt really confident with my bag and all my shots, and I think it definitely translated to my scores.
So just like Katrina, you actually came in today with a 5-stroke lead, but best guys in the world are behind you. Do you attack the course the same way? Do you make any changes?
Yeah, so my game plan definitely was to still be aggressive. It's really easy when you have 5 strokes, just be like, oh, I got 5 strokes. But, you really have to attack every hole and still play the game plan that got me to where I was to be able to be up 5 strokes. So just doing that and really sticking to my game plan and knowing that I couldn't let off until maybe the last couple holes when I had 5 or 6 strokes at the end. So just, being in that position before and knowing how to play with a big lead like that was really definitely something that helped me out there.
So we're the first stop of the West Coast swing, right? You guys are all, I'm sure, excited to be in California. You got Santa Cruz next weekend. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I've had a lot of success in Santa Cruz, and it's really good to start off this West Coast swing with the win here. And my game, like I said, my game's feeling really good, really confident, and I do really great things when I feel confident. So that's one thing that I'm going to take into next week, take into this West Coast swing, and really get my game to where I want it to be. And I feel like it was there this week. So yeah, I'm really excited about the West Coast. A lot of cool tournaments, a lot of awesome tournaments with Portland and Santa Cruz. So I'm real excited.
So you mentioned confidence. That's something that all of us, no matter how good we are, 700 rated, 1050 rated, how do you invent confidence?
Yeah, I think it all translates from practice. And coming out from, practicing Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday, my game felt really good. All my shots felt really clean. I was releasing them really good. And so I just think that translated over. I think practice, translates into tournament play. And so for me, if I practice really well, it really a lot of times carries over into the event. So I think that was the biggest thing that built my confidence up, is having a lot of really good quality practice rounds. And I can attribute to that with Anton. We were having money rounds where we get the competitive round, competitive spirit in those practice rounds. And I think that really helped me out this week.
Cool. So money rounds. No, we won't dive into that. Do you want to thank anyone out there?
Yeah, I definitely just want to.
Your mom.
Yeah, Mother's Day. I want to thank Mom for sure. Thank you for reminding me that. No, I knew already. No, but yeah, I just want to thank my mom. It's awesome to have her support. It's a lot of my siblings and family are probably watching as well with her. So thank you guys for the support for sure. And then my sponsor Innova, they've been great. Just signed a. They're a great company. I've got great discs right now, and I really want to thank them for supplying me with the best tools in the game, best discs in the game to make it possible to play as good as I did today.
Awesome. Well, thanks. We're going to go right to the award ceremony. So sit tight, but we'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
And there it is. What an interview. That actually, Sean had some good questions. The big takeaways for me from that interview was the first thing I can say is just look at the intensity of Ricky Wysocki. He is absolutely locked in, and I know he's going to enjoy this win, but he's looking forward to next weekend already, and then understanding the West Coast swing coming up. He's got some other tournaments that he's super excited about. Number two, that question about confidence that he was building through practice. Mm-hmm. We know Ricky's one of those types of practice guys who goes out and throws a ton of shots and kind of really gets it going. But to have a guy like Josh Anthon that he can go out and have some money rounds with, they put a little bit of cash on it. And I think that also really probably helped him a lot here. And also just going back to the memories of last year, I was in that final group. It was a Paul and Ricky battle until the very end when Ricky just sort of, I think he had a triple putt on 15, which we talked about as the most dangerous green. And today he was able to just park it and get a birdie and move on. So congratulations to Ricky Wysocki. I'm ready to move on to the next one at this point. I think Portland Open's where we're going. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And what I take away is that Ricky did remember his mom on Mother's Day, and I hope you're remembering to call your mother too. And we want to thank everybody that's been watching. We know you've been supporting us all weekend long, and it was a great day. I'm really excited with how the round turned out. Congratulations to Katrina Allen and Ricky Wysocki, our 2019 San Francisco Open champions. Have to give a shout out again to the AbsolutXtracts for sponsoring this tournament, as well as Innova Champion Discs. And again, thank you to MVP Disc Sports for supplying all we need to provide you with this live coverage this weekend. We've had a great time. I'm Valarie Jenkins. This is Nate Doss. We're calling it a night. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Love you, Mom.